Alright, how you guys doing today? So today I'm going to show you how to replace the gas level sensor. This sensor right here, pretty much it stays about 3/4 of the way and it stops there. So it's supposed to go all the way up to full. First off, what you want to do is you want to remove this whole center console. To do that, you have to undo this Phillips screw inside here. There's 2 more on the bottom. Remove that, and that will enable you to remove this whole cup, the rear storage box. Next up is you gotta pry this plastic piece off of the center console. It's already come off already. And then this one there, and then there's one right here. Same thing with the other side as well. Screwdriver. And the tip for not breaking this piece right here is go ahead and just tie up the TTop strap. So that way, when you put it back, it doesn't put a lot of force on that piece right here and breaks it off, which is pretty common problem I've seen with these MR2s that has that. So next up, what you want to do is you want to remove the shift knob. Pretty much you just got to hold the bottom piece so it doesn't, the bottom of the boot, and you just turn it counterclockwise. And then for the shift boot, you want to pull it from the top up and then the bottom, because there's a clip right here. If you pry from the bottom, it's going to break this clip off. So always from the top. And then for this plastic piece right here, just carefully at each corner, just kind of pry it up. And then be careful right here as well. You don't want to break this piece. And that's it. So pretty much pop and pull back. And next up, we're gonna have to remove this center ashtray. So be careful, you don't want to break this. Just lift it from the metal piece inside. A lot of time, what guys do, they just remove it from the lid, and that's how this thing breaks, which is very fragile. And go ahead and remove the Phillips screw right here. Next step, what you want to do is you want to remove this center, the console plastic trim. There's a Phillip right underneath the ignition key right here. And next thing is you want to get something like a plastic trim remover, so you don't scratch or damage anything. You just pry this down, and then you just pull it out with your hands. And then back here, there's the plug for the hazard light and the plug for the cigarette lighter. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and remove the center console. Out of the way. So now we have access to the gas tank cover. And go ahead and unplug this one right here. This is for the gas level, the one with the 3 wires. And this is for the fuel pump. The fuel pump, the blue is positive. If you ever want to test that. Okay. And 10mm socket. And there's a rubber grommet right here, so just push it through. rubber grommet. So now we have access to the gas level sensor. All right, to test the gas light, when it's low, the sensor will send a signal to the plug, and then that will trigger the light when your gas level is low. What you do is you want to pin the brown with the blue and yellow wire, which is the middle. So pin those two together, and then that will trigger the gas light when it's on. So it's like a fail-safe system where it's gonna drop down to empty, and then the gas light's gonna go on. So if I unplug this, light's gonna go off. So that's how you test if your gauge works. All right, to test your fuel gauge, you just gotta tap the brown, the yellow, and red, and then that will slowly get the needle go to the full. So big shout out to Adrian, who kind of taught me how to do this. So that's pretty much what, if that goes all the way full, then it means that your gauge is good. If it stops somewhere, it means that the gas gauge is not good. So you want to go ahead and replace that gas gauge. Now if the gas gauge goes full, and then when you hook up your sending unit and it doesn't go all the way full, it means that your sending unit is bad. All right, it looks like the gauge that we installed on there is good. The gauge hits full, so it means that the gauge is working properly. All right, and the newer, another used unit, sending unit that I put on, it only goes about maybe like 2 spots away from full. So that's a lot better than the original one that came with the car. That one stuck around like maybe 3/4, and that was it. So looks like we're able to figure out to diagnose the problem. And if you let go, the needle will drop down. So as you can see here, there's about 5 Phillips screw. Just remove that, and then the whole thing will come off. Alright, so all the screws are out. I just gotta wiggle it. And just pull it straight out. If it doesn't come up straight out, you just gotta twist it. And you just gotta twist it out like that. So, and this is the old one. So to put it back in, it's pretty much the same procedure. Just kind of guide this in and just let it float like that, so it sits on top. that's how it looks like coming in. So you want the wire to be up here facing forward, and then you want to put the top screw first because that's the hardest place to reach, and then the rest is bolt in. And since and during the meantime, you can just go ahead and test it out, make sure it's the right level. Looks like the gas level is staying there, so that's pretty accurate. We're gonna get some gas later to see if that goes all the way up or not. And just screw it in from the corner first. I'm just kind of crisscrossing it. Perfect. So before you put everything back, you can go get some gas, make sure it goes all the way up or not, and then from there you just put everything back in a reverse order that we did. And that's pretty much how you replace the gas level sensor on a MR2 SW20.